Hey, everybody. My name is Jared. Hey, I host the Daily Live podcast where we discuss news and politics. And for those of you saying, yeah, I love people. Okay, one of my favorite sayings in my whole life. The late great George Carlin said, "Half of all people are stupid. The other half are even stupider." I just want you to know. Okay? Listen to me. Every time one of you chuckle fucks disagrees with me and says, like, nah, the Supreme Court said, I go look it up. And I don't use Chat GTP because I'm a senior at Purdue University studying data analytics. Like AI, I still have 2 classes to take for AI. Do you know what Purdue teaches? Stupid people use AI. Lazy people use AI. People that aren't willing to just do it itself. Okay? And I want to get it out of the way early and often because clearly some of you have missed the fucking memo. So when I tell someone Donald Trump is ineligible per the 14th Amendment, Article 3, the question I get is who's going to enforce it? And the answer is that it's self-executing. It does not require enforcement. In fact, it just gets declared. So I'm guessing at the inauguration, somebody's got to like hand it off. And long story short, it's like Donnie's ineligible, Kamala's the president type shit. And y'all think I'm crazy. That's just literally how it goes. Like, he's not eligible for the job. The 12th Amendment says when you vote for president, your vice president is attached to your vote, right? So for the record, when you voted, right, you can't vote for an off party candidate for vice president. You vote for president and vice president together. The 12th Amendment says when they're disqualified together. Kamala and Tim win because you're fucking ineligible. That's how Jack Smith fucking interpreted that Donald Trump is ineligible per the 14th Amendment, Article 3. Not only for, he's not only ineligible for participating in an insurrection, but he's also ineligible for giving aid or comfort to the enemy thereof. So, like, he hits both of those in his report, pages 69, nice, to 76. It's section E of Jack Smith's final report, January 2025. I'll put the link in the comments, don't worry. But also, I wanted to point out, because what happens once people realize, like, Donald Trump's not eligible to be president, wait, so what? Haven't the Democrats said anything? And I can explain. In the prosecution of election crimes documents, and also in the Title IX of the the Justice Manual, Title IX -85.300 and .500, it talks about how the Department of Justice will not intervene during an election until after it's certified. Say it with me. The parties themselves no longer can dispute an election outcome before it's certified, and there are fines for speaking out. Say it with me. The parties themselves, not a Democrat, not a Republican, not an independent, are responsible for crying out about election fraud. In fact, there are fines for doing that. You are heavily dissuaded from publicly disputing election results before it's certified. Now, the Department of Justice, per Executive Order 13848, is now responsible to investigate every election, not just the presidential election. And within 45 days of every election, produce a report to the president, vice president, the secretaries, all that shit. That was December 20th. Do you remember when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden rushed back to the White House and skipped Christmas to work and pass as many bills as they could, knowing full well what they were going to see in those reports? The same thing you saw in Jack Smith's fucking report. Donald Trump's not even eligible for the fucking job. Okay? People ask, like, why haven't the Democrats said anything? There's heavy penalties to speak out now. They changed the rules because Donald Trump, actually. They reinforced that the president of the joint session of Congress, is their job during the election ministerial. Meaning that whole ceremony you watched on January 6th that you never fucking cared about before a day in your life until 2021. That shit, just a ceremony. The election technically was not certified until South Dakota sent in their certificate of vote, and that just happened within the last 48 hours. So again, for everyone out there wondering why there haven't been any direct actions taken, why hasn't anyone said anything? Well, first of all, the inauguration's on the 20th at noon, unless it is otherwise rescheduled for another time. Let's put it like that. Okay? So again, y'all will do backflips in my comment sections everywhere talking about, and who's going to enforce it? Well, it's self-executing. So Donald Trump wears ineligibility. He's just ineligible for the job. He just walks up to the podium thinking he's going to be president, and they fucking handcuff his ass instead. Because and tell him shut up and get him out of the way, and fucking Kamala gives her victory speech and says he's fucking ineligible for the job. I'll just take over from here. Hey, everybody's fucking really relieved. Right? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's exactly how it works. Don't run a candidate that's not eligible for the job. Shit like that doesn't happen. And people are going to be upset. There's a reason there's going to be a heavy military presence, heavy police presence. And I'm just making sure my audience knows Jack Smith, the special counsel, former special counsel for the Justice Department, agrees with me. I'm literally quoting pages 69, nice, to 76, Section E. He talks about defining an insurrection. That was an insurrection. He incited an insurrection. He gave aid and comfort to the enemy thereof. That's what it says in Jack Smith's report. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. I have no fucking doubt. I mean, knew I was right all along because I could fucking read, right? Because I passed U.S. government. Okay? But people ask me, like, who enforces it? It's not something you enforce. She just doesn't give it to him. She just says, like, you're not eligible. Fucking asshole. Get out of here. What the fuck's he gonna do? He's not eligible for the job. He fucking knew it. They told him at the lunch at the White House. I fucking told you I got this story from TikTok Shop. Right? Okay? As my post is blowing up on Reddit, where I literally post pages 69 to 76 and say he's not eligible for the job. He literally dismissed his shit. Why the fuck would you dismiss that shit? Because he got elected? That doesn't make sense. If he's not eligible, why would he dismiss the shit? See, that's the problem with people. Y'all are running fucking... You're the rat on the wheel. Get off the wheel. Stop. He's not eligible for the job. And Jack Smith dropped his cases. He dismissed them without prejudice. He did. Why? Because you always dismiss lesser charges for greater charges. And do you know how I know? I'll tell you how I know. So if you read the 14th Amendment, Article 3, it says you're not eligible if you held public office prior. He was the 45th president, right? And then it says if you participated in an insurrection, and then Jack Smith said he did. And then it says also, did you give aid or comfort to the enemy thereof? And that, when you look up the treason clause, Articles 3, Section 3, Clause 1, that literally says it's treason if you give aid or comfort to the enemy thereof. And you wonder why he says he's ineligible per the 14th Amendment, Article 3, and he dismissed without prejudice. Because he got elected? That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Think harder. Think harder. Yeah. Treason. Yeah. ICJ, president just opened up. Yeah. It's coming. Justice is coming. It just doesn't move like you think it does. Okay. People, and y'all, again, it's typically just uneducated white men in the comments. I'm telling you, ladies, stay the fuck away from cis white males. Do not fuck, if they're not well read, this shit is easy to understand. My mod team, all female, they all get it. Most of my close friends don't look like me. Dramatic earpiece drop. Okay? So when you are having a problem misunderstanding me or misunderstanding the text, that's on you. That is an education issue. That is an issue I likely cannot fix unless you're under the age of 18. And then again, I'm going to school to be a teacher, and I prefer you just dealt with your teachers until I'm actually a licensed teacher. Right? Because I'm not a doctor, not a lawyer, didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. I tend to agree with people that are much fucking smarter than me. Like Jack Smith. Have a good rest of your day.